As you've already seen, there are some public domain works that are completely free and some that are not. Whether you have to pay for the content is, however, largely irrelevant, because even if you do have to spend some money, you should be able to recoup it many times over with little difficulty. In this video, you'll discover many ways of doing so. The first and most obvious way of making money with public domain materials is to sell them outright. You may sell a public domain work as is, or you might have to do some work to make it your own. One way or another, however, the most direct method of making money from public domain content is to publish a work as your own and sell it. To do this effectively, initial research is necessary, because if your work is to sell, you must be working with content that people want to buy. No matter how good the product is, you'll struggle to make money if no one wants what you have to offer. What you must therefore do at the beginning is establish what people are spending their money on. Whatever your niche idea is, you've got to test whether selling whatever content you have in mind is a viable idea or not. Now, perhaps without realizing it, you've already done some research into whether the market that you're looking at is one where money is being spent. All the online bookstore sites that you were scouring for public domain content earlier was your first research step. If there are plenty of public domain works available, it tends to suggest that a niche is popular. To take this a stage further, look at whether there are materials in your favored niche selling well on Amazon.com. As the most popular online bookstore, the site is always a good bellwether of what's selling well. Now, if we continue with the self-help niche as per the other examples, a search of the site indicates that there are plenty of books that people are buying in this niche. And you can see I've done a search here of self-help in Amazon.com, and there are 162,176 results. Now, not only does this indicate the levels of interest that potential customers have in your topic, it also presents you with an idea of how tough the competition is likely to be. Competition isn't necessarily a bad thing per se, as it's indicative of a market where money is being spent. If others have already produced work in direct competition to yours, then they created them for one simple reason: they're making money, which is a very positive sign. At the same time, too much competition is not a good thing either. Quite clearly, competitors are, by definition, after the same customers as you are, and your prospects only have so much money to spend. Even so, competition doesn't necessarily mean that there's no space in the market for you or your product. On the contrary, there's always room for additional high-quality content as long as the materials are positioned to win the battle for the hearts and minds of potential customers. Another really useful aspect of Amazon is that the site often features reviews of the most popular titles. And these reviews provide an insight into what others who have already bought a public domain work think of it. And you can see here I've got someone who's republishing As a Man Thinketh in paperback, and there are 274 customer reviews, and you can see they've also given it a star rating. You can see if you look at the reviews, 222 of those gave it a 5-star rating. So you can see that this is quite a popular book. The more reviews there are, the clearer the picture about the value of the content on offer that you can form. It's also true that when there are lots of reviews, it generally points in the direction of a work being either very good or very poor. So look for reviews, and when they are available, make sure that you read them. Doing so is an easy way of ensuring that you focus your marketing efforts on materials that people want to buy. If your research indicates a particular market where people are spending money, what kind of products do they spend it on? This is important knowledge, because when niche targeted customers are spending cash, you must aim to take a chunk of it off them. Assuming that you're selling your content as a product, the secret to maximizing your returns and profits is to have a product to offer in as many different markets and formats as possible. For example, let's say you found a great self-help public domain ebook, and your initial research indicates that plenty of people are spending money in this niche. If you only offer this ebook, you naturally limit the ultimate profitability of your efforts. If, however, you have something to offer everyone, the opposite is true. You make maximum profits by keeping everyone happy. Offer videos as well as written content for those who prefer to watch rather than read. Similarly, audio content has value to many because they can listen in the car on the way to work or on an MP3 player while out jogging or at the gym. So why limit your business by supplying your product in a single format? Instead, try to cover as many bases as possible by offering videos, audios, written materials, and anything else, images for example, that people in your niche are spending money on. Your first thoughts are probably focused on creating digital products because they're so easy to produce and deliver to your customer. After all, online videos or ebooks can be downloaded from the net or delivered by email, which makes achieving customer satisfaction extremely easy. Supplying an ebook or downloadable video makes a lot of sense because it satisfies a significant proportion of your customer base. Just make sure that any ebooks you publish are issued in secured PDF format, because issuing your book as an unsecured Word or OpenOffice Writer document is asking for your work to be copied and plagiarized. Fortunately, creating a secure PDF is actually very easy, because if you download and install the free OpenOffice Productivity Suite software, which you can download here from openoffice.org, you can turn your documents into secure PDFs instantly. You just simply click on the toolbar to do so. As suggested, many net users prefer content or information in a digital format. But not everyone does, however. Instead, there are some people who prefer real paper and binding books to digital ebooks. You should therefore give them the opportunity of buying your work as a real book. Not only does this give you the opportunity of putting your product in front of an entirely different audience, it also allows you to take advantage of additional sales channels as well. For example, you can't sell digital information products for instant download with a standard eBay auction anymore. Instead, you're limited to using eBay classified ads if you sell downloadable digital information. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with using eBay classified ads, but they don't seem to work as well as standard auction listings did back in the days when you could still use them. Simply put, selling downloadable digital products sadly tends to be less profitable than it used to be. If, however, you convert your digital products into tangible physical ones, you open up a whole new market, because a paper book can be sold with a standard auction listing. People who would never dream of buying an ebook are suddenly potential customers. Perhaps more importantly, it's a fact that tangible paper and binding books tend to sell for a higher price than digital ebooks. Irrespective of the fact that both contain exactly the same information, printed books are perceived to have more value than an ebook, which is instantly downloadable. In addition, if you turn your digital information into a genuine physical book, you also open up many other potential sales channels. For instance, we've already considered Amazon.com as a research resource. There is, however, no reason why you couldn't sell your book on the site once you've converted your digital content into printed words. Turning digital content into a real book is not particularly difficult or expensive either. On the contrary, there are quite a few sites where you can get your book published quickly and easily. For instance, Lulu.com is a self-publishing site that online marketers have used for years. The advantages of doing so is that when you upload your content and cover images to Lulu, they will publish your work on demand, so you don't need to buy up thousands of copies at once and tie up a lot of money in the process. Other similar services to Lulu that you should take a look at include iUniverse, which you can find here at iUniverse.com, Blurb, which is blurb.com, and Xlibris, which is www.xlibris.com. And all of these publishers offer all-inclusive package deals and sometimes discounts as well. Hence, if you're considering turning a digital work into a printed book, take a look at all of them before making your decision as to which one to use. Turning digital ebooks into printed books is one way of converting what might otherwise be seen as a budget price product into a premium version, but it's not the only one. Consider, for example, your digital download video products. Now, these can be turned into CDs or DVDs, which will then sell for considerably more than you will ever get for a digital version of exactly the same content. And as in the previous example, offering physical products opens up new sales channels that might otherwise be closed to your digital download business. You can sell DVDs or CDs from a standard eBay auction listing, whereas you cannot do so with downloadable digital videos. You can also sell them on other leading online stores like Amazon. And in fact, Amazon.com do this system here, which is called CreateSpace, which will manufacture your CD or DVD on demand. They also do it for books as well, but they'll do it on demand, and you don't have to carry stock, just like with Lulu.com. You can also sell them on Barnes & Noble and other similar sites. Thus, you have access to a far greater number and range of potential profit centers once you have physical products to offer, ideally in addition to downloadable digital versions of the same. Perhaps most surprisingly of all, creating DVDs or CDs from the public domain content that you're using or the derivative works that you've created yourself is not expensive at all. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. If you use companies like this one here, Trepstar.com, this used to trade as cdfulfillment.com, and you can still find it at this URL. Because they will make CDs and DVDs for you on demand as well, just like Amazon CreateSpace. Another one here is Konaki, which is a similar sort of thing. Again, they will do all the work for you on demand. When using non-written public domain materials like images, another physical product option is to produce t-shirts, coffee mugs, key rings and the like using the services of a site such as Cafe Press. And I'm in the UK, so I can access cafepress.co.uk. Outside the UK you can access cafepress.com, which is all priced in dollars and so on. And these are sites where you can create a range of completely personalized products after creating your free account. Another option would be to use this site here, shortrunposters.com, or this one here, posterdog.com, or even your local printer to produce custom posters based on your images. With either of these two online resources, you place your order and create your product online. After this, they ship it directly to your customer. So you can create your product and then order them as the customers order them from you. Selling public domain materials that you publish or the derivative works based on them is one way of optimizing the profitability of your business. Another way of doing so is by using public domain content to build your subscriber list. All experienced online marketers understand that having a mailing list of responsive buying customers is money in the bank. This is because customers who've bought your products before are far more likely to buy more of them in the future than anyone else. The fact that they have bought from you in the past demonstrates both their willingness and ability to do so on a continuing basis, as long as you present suitable products to them. And as you've already sold to them in the past, you know exactly what they want to buy. Consequently, selling again is a piece of cake. The problem is that if a prospect only ever visits your website or blog once, they are extremely unlikely to buy. If, however, you capture their email information, you can contact them time and time again to keep pushing products and services until they buy. Herein lies the strength of building a niche targeted mailing list. To get people to sign up for a mailing list, however, is no easy task nowadays. You have to give them something, an ethical bribe if you like, if you are to have any chance of list building success. And this is where your public domain content comes into the picture. If you have a well-targeted piece of public domain content that matches your market, you can give it away as the necessary bribe to convince site or blog visitors to subscribe to your list. One of the beauties of using public domain content in this way is that there's far less need to make the materials your own with this approach. As long as you make the product that you're giving away sound intriguing or exciting enough, people who see your free bribe will take advantage of it without question. This is therefore a lazy but effective way of taking advantage of public domain content. If you're selling a product based on materials that are freely available to all, you often have to do some work to make it uniquely your own. If you're giving it away though, there's less need to do so. This approach also means that you can start taking advantage of the myriad range of public domain content out there pretty much straight away. Sign up for an autoresponder account with a leading online provider like Aweber, which you'll find here at aweber.com, or GetResponse, which again here, getresponse.com. Create a sign-up form and a series of follow-up emails, and you're good to go in just a few hours. If you've ever wondered whether there is an easy way of building a subscriber list and therefore your business without too much wasted time and effort, well, you've just found it. As you've seen in this video series, there are many different ways you can use public domain content to expand your business and its profitability. Furthermore, there are dozens of different places where public domain materials are freely available, so no matter what your market or niche you operate in, making money from public domain content is almost certainly a realistic possibility for you. From my experience with using public domain materials to make money, the secret of doing so most profitably is to use your imagination. For many marketers, the biggest downside of public domain content is the age of most of it. However, as you've seen, this is no barrier to success. On the contrary, with just a little imagination and some work, it really is extremely easy to make money with old content, even in this day and age. So all you've got to do now is take action on what you've learned. You have all the resources and several business ideas wherein you can start to use public domain content to make money on the net starting today. All you have to do is do it. And I wish you every success.